Let's go. I'm Christopher Pitt, and welcome to the Pursuit to Own podcast. At Pursuit to Own, we are pursuing ownership at every level of life. Whether it's mindset, business, life, or real estate, our goal is to get you from renting to owning your future. See, I felt the pain of poverty growing up as a sharecropper in zip code 27843. I understand the struggle of living in a one-bedroom shack, owning nothing, not even running water. But I turned that pain into purpose by becoming a premier affordable housing community developer, providing 27,843 ownership opportunities in marginalized communities. Here's the truth. Ownership starts in your mind, regardless of your situation or location. Whether you are escaping the poverty trap, buying a home, or starting a business, the pursuit to own mindset is the key to unlocking your zip code and success. Join me to discuss new innovative ways to own real estate with tokenization, blockchain, crowdfunding, fractional ownership, and so much more. Let's go. Welcome back to Pursuit to Own. We want you winning at every level of life. Guys, we have a good one.
Yes.
Bringing back my star host.
Yes.
How we doing today, Pamela?
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh, man, we got some amazing news.
Yes,
got
we
some
do.
amazing news. So today we're going to really get into talking about really pursuit. You know, that's my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a kid, I still had it, right?
Yes.
But what I want to really dig into is, I want to inspire people is like, you know, when you start to work on something in your purpose, it doesn't just happen overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know exactly how the things are going to turn out, but you do know if you put in the work and it's aligned with what you're trying to be at, you're going to arrive somewhere good.
Yes.
You're going to arrive somewhere good. And I think people lose faith. So we're going to talk about how in real life, how this just happened between me and you,
Yes.
right? I think that would be good. And we're also going to get into just talking about why people don't buy. You know, I got a lot of homes for sale right now, and I'm seeing a lot of people just missing opportunities for
Yes.
things that they don't understand the opportunity they're giving up, right? So we're going to dig into a lot of those two things, but let's kick this thing off with some of the news.
Yes.
Let's talk
I'll let
about
you start.
So at Pursuit Dawn, so for all you guys out there watching, like if you haven't noticed, me and her, we have had a passion for, you know, home buyers and just ownership, you know, because we didn't have it, right? I tell people that all the time. That's a real story, right?
Yes.
And we saw the impact of it. So it's very different for us, right? We're not just out here trying to sell home. We actually feel it. Like to us, it's like, man, you know, we watching our mom, we watching, you know, our family members do it, right? That's what it feels like for us. But one of the things is like we started off, we were doing great together.
Oh yeah.
In Florida.
20 years.
What?
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years.
Until this little thing called '08 happened. I don't know if you guys know anything about 2008 in Florida. Epic, banks closed. I've never been to a place. When you pick up a phone and call a bank, and they're like, doo-doo-doo, no longer in service.
24 hours, life-changing.
I still remember the board. The board we had, man, we had all these people working for us.
Full
All
of
this,
deals.
I mean, we just thought, Mama, we made it. We thought.
Yeah.
We thought.
Yeah.
We didn't make it. So when that collapse happened, we both have to go. We had to close the business down.
Yes.
Right? No fault of our own. The whole world was going through it
It
at
was.
the time, right? But it doesn't mean it wasn't devastating
Yeah.
and how it impacted us and a lot of
And the
people.
other families, yeah.
We saw them lose homes. People went bankrupt. It was people like died. Like
Yes.
people was killing
People
themselves.
committed suicide. Yeah.
It was an awful time. But you know, the thing about that is we don't run, right?
We don't run.
We didn't know how we were going to get back.
Yes.
But we knew we would find ourselves back, right? So we both you know, we had to split up and divide and conquer, right?
Yes.
So I was like, all right, Pam, you take your route, I'll take my route. I said, I'll be back. Hold that thought. So for me, I always knew that we had to get the business back. You know, I can't leave that taste in my mouth.
Yes.
Can't do it. So it took me the long road to get there, but you know, we built it. In the meantime, you have been on your own, just doing great things, right? So one of the things that I'm super proud about is how you just went to this new, you know, you was a broker yourself and you took the chance on your lovely company, if you want to talk about the company, and how you rose there in a short period of time, man. And, you know, just hearing how they talk about you and speak about you, I'm like, man, that's my sister, man.
Yeah.
Right, that's my sister, right? You know, that gives me a lot of joy. So just let's talk a little bit about, let's start there, like your position now. What do you do at Hauser? What do you do?
Yeah. So currently I do head the brokerage. So we are in 47 states.
47.
Yeah, 47. I said 40 plus the first time, but it's officially 47.
Right.
So I pretty much oversee all of the managers in all the different states. I also still manage my team that's in pretty much on the East Coast.
Right.
So, and I still sell.
Right.
Because that's my passion, right?
What? Still out there. I heard you on the call today.
So I still enjoy selling as well. So pretty much just doing all of those things. But in mix of how it started, I went in as a buyer agent.
Wow.
As you know, I had the opportunity to be a broker in charge to take over one of the brand brokerages.
Remember this.
And I was so intrigued by what they were doing and what the mission was.
Right.
I went in at the bottom.
Started from the bottom. Here,
right?
Go ahead.
So went in, and then within, I would say, 8 months, moved into regional sales manager, which is pretty much was just over DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Right.
And then
Big market.
within a year, transitioned to take over North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. So had my team of agents, and then I would say October 2024, moved into the head of brokerage position.
Y'all catch all that? Did you catch all that? Now again, this is someone that grew up like I grew up, but the thing is, we both wanted something bad enough that we took different routes, but we still got to where we need to be.
Yes.
Right? For you to be at such a high executive position at an organization like that, that have, we're talking about funding sources through the roof, big partnerships they have across the country, and they laid that responsibility on you. Like, to me, that's a proud brother moment. Just want to say that.
Yes, thank you.
Oh man! But as you know, guys, it's still, that tobacco field still got, it's still in us, right? So we don't just quit. Like we work. Like we don't really accept the no. We just find another way to go.
We find another way. One way doesn't work. One door closes. You open another.
So we're gonna spin it forward to like just positive outcome when you're doing what you love. And this is what people don't really understand. Like that like when you're in the space, like, because you're gonna run through challenge. Just because you say you're doing something that you're passionate about doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. Right? Sometimes it's a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
The difference is that you don't have that little thing left in your tank to get through whatever it is you gotta get through, because it means more to you. So as I've been building this company, one of the things that me and you had problems with was, how do we work together?
How do we work together?
That is my favorite person in the world to work with. How do I work with without jeopardizing your awesome opportunity, right? I did not want to do that. I knew you're working for a great organization. So we've been trying to figure out how we can work together. Because first of all, I think they have a phenomenal product.
Yes.
Phenomenal. It's so phenomenal that I am at a current broker now with my license that I don't even use my own brokerage. I use theirs.
Yes.
Like, this is how good their offer was. I'm like, I got to get the people what they want. Got to get the people what they want, right?
Yes.
So we started there, and we really had an opportunity to really kind of dig in, work with some of your agents. Love your agent, Matt, if you're out there watching. Right? Really professional.
Yes.
Really like full service. Why do you think they have such a professionalism about them? What's the difference between you and some of the other agents?
It's the time and effort and training as well, especially for any agent that's trained by me. They know, like, customer service is awesome, and they're just amazing agents in general. Like, anyone we bring on as a hire, you have to have a certain quality about you, and you have to believe in a mission. Right. So they're already set customer service. They already understand the mission. They believe in our, our model and what we offer people and how it saves money. Right. So when you put the package together, you get that amazing agent, amazing product.
Wow. Now let's get to the good part.
Yeah.
So the good part is, like, guys, when you're doing the right things, people watching. People are always watching, right? So you never know when your opportunity is going to present itself. That's why you got to stay in pursuit. Like, you never know when your opportunity is going to present itself. So for us, we've been trying to figure out. So Pam here, being the great broker she is, she brokered a meeting between me and her CEO a couple weeks ago, right? Oh, Mike. Again, something we did not foresee, right? No. Nothing we thought would happen, but it was always something churning, I guess, in the back of your mind, right?
Oh, yes.
For sure. So, and in this meeting, we just kind of, you gave me the opportunity to really express to Mike what we do.
What Pursuit to Own
What Pursuit to Own does, who we target, and why I think it will be a great opportunity to work together, because we serve a different population that typically get looked over.
Yes.
Right? And if you can tell by the work I do, you know, I'm in there. Like I'm in the streets, as they say. But I just think that model fits affordable housing like a glove, right?
Yes.
When you're talking about saving the buyers more money, selling sellers more money, we need that right now.
We do.
More than ever, right?
Yes.
And I ain't even get into the buyer rebate. That's just wow to me.
Yeah.
Like you give people money back. So with all that being said, you brokered this conversation, and we can tell, like, I'm sure you can tell, like, when the conversation started to turn, right? It's like, oh, you know, it went from, hey, maybe I can put my license over there to, what's that thing would start with a P?
Partnership.
Oh, did we get a partnership?
We have a partnership.
Oh, we have a partnership. Wait a minute, how many states?
47.
47.
Set that goal to 50. We want to be, we want to cover every area.
We're going to get to 50. But again, we did not intentionally start out this way.
Yes.
I wanted you to go win. In your area, I was winning. We knew we were going to get back somehow. We just didn't know how to do it. But now look at what happened.
Yeah.
Now we're partnering together with you and your organization, and they are, you know, just national leader, mission aligned. I don't gotta, like you said, it's already in there. Like I ain't gotta sit here and try to convince anybody about anything. They get it already.
They get it.
And to the fact that not only did, you know, we have a partnership, but it went to the board of directors. Is that right?
So we have approval for you to be able to use the brokerage in any of your products you're trying to get, any of your meetings, any properties you need sold, any properties you need purchased. You can do everything, with this partnership.
See that, guys? Full service partnership, just like that. Again, connection matter, but passion does.
Yes.
Right? These are the things I'm telling you about. Like, it's not because, you know, I'm a conglomerate right now. I'm not. They know that I'm gonna get there though.
Yes.
Right? That's the point. Like when you are passionate, and people gotta believe. You gotta have so much confidence in what you're doing that other people can borrow your confidence. Like if you don't believe in yourself, it's not gonna happen.
Yes.
But I was more impressed with the speed of how it happened. It really went from a conversation to board approval
3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Some people get tied up in partnerships for years, right? So I'm really fortunate. I just think it's going to bear some incredible stuff because now me and you get to work.
We get to work together, and I think that was the biggest thing. You know, I'm like, I figured it out. I know how this is going to work.
Right.
You had a need, and I was able to fulfill it, and now we can actually place that partnership together and do great things.
That's unbelievable. And to you guys that are out there, see, these are the things that you have to understand too when you're out there, right? It's all about strategic partnership.
Yes,
you don't need every partner, you need the right partner.
You can't do everything yourself.
You can't. Like when you get to the point, you got to have a vision big enough that people like a Hauser can see, like, oh, I see where this is going. Most of the time we think too small.
Yes.
If you think too small, it's nothing for people to get excited about or make any money from, be quite honest, right? So anyway, that was a proud moment for both of us. I still trying to get it under control. Like, wow, how we really gonna use, it's gonna be a lot more coming.
Oh, a lot to come.
A lot more coming on, but this is just hot news right now, hot news. But we got to transition over to the thing we do the most, right? We buying and selling homes, putting homeowners, in their homes. But first of all, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna see about me. For me, it's been tough this year. It's been really tough because I'm seeing a lot of people forego the opportunity for ownership, right? So we're gonna get this segment, and this is gonna be like the reason they don't buy. Like the reason they don't buy. And I would kick one off. One of the things I see, let's see if you see this the same thing. So my biggest thing that I deal with in the communities I work in is that I work with a lot of people that are renting in those areas. And they always say, hey, I never had an opportunity to own in this area, or they'll wait till it's completely fixed up. And then they were like, oh, I got kicked out of my neighborhood.
Yes.
So, these are transitioning neighborhoods. It's not fully there yet, but you see the signs. Path of progress, what we call in real estate, right? Path of progress, right? They see the signs happening, but they can't move on it because of trauma, right? They're so stuck into the historic trauma of that area, they can't allow themselves to move forward to own it.
To help grow it.
And like we talked earlier, like I am fully okay with that. If you were to rent in another area that you want to live in. Yes. I am not okay with it if you're going to continue to rent in that same area. So if you're going to rent in that same area, get some equity out of it, man.
Yes.
Right. So that's been one of my biggest challenges of why they won't buy. I'm doing everything. I'm bringing them out. It's in their price range. Mm-hmm. It's everything. It's just the trauma of that area. And it may not be direct. It's just the fact that they know about the things that a neighborhood used to be.
Yes.
Is holding them back for what it can be.
Yes.
Right. And that was just the thing that I'm dealing with. How about some of the things you see on the retail side of things? And
just to table that too, for the fact of when you see progress happening in any area, especially with developers like you trying to keep the pricing where it's actually affordable. Right. Because the problem is most of the time the price is double and people can't afford it and they feel like they're pushed out.
Right.
When you get in there at the start, you're actually going to capitalize a lot more in the end.
Right.
But again, they don't understand. They just see that area and the trauma, so they can't get past it.
Then you really got me talking. But that's the thing. People don't understand what forced appreciation is. That's what you're talking about. Forced appreciation is when you hear people say they buy and flip a home. What they're really doing is forcing the appreciation.
Yes.
That's for you.
That's for you.
Like instead of buying a house and you waiting for the 3%, hope the market value goes, that can take you 5-10 years.
Yes.
You can get that on the front end in one of these areas, right?
Yes.
Does that mean everything is there, everything's perfect? No.
No.
But the goal is you there as every time something better happens to that area, your wealth goes up.
Your wealth
is that important to you?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to get people for. We would never convince anyone to live somewhere they don't want to live.
Absolutely, yeah.
But for me, I cringe thinking like, wow, you just missed out on an opportunity. You probably know this too. We're going to just talk about this too, right? Rates are still high.
It is still high.
Rates are still high. Another reason why they don't buy. But that's a problem, right? Because when rates are high, what happens? Your listings, they go down to almost nothing. Right? Activity slows down. But if you know you're hungry and you're trying to get your first time, why wouldn't you be in the market right now? Tell me why they should be in the market when the rates are high.
They think, well, again, some people are still waiting, thinking, oh, this 3-4% is coming back.
Right.
Erase it. Like, just erase the thought. If it ever happened, it would have to be really pretty much like a down drive in the market. But for the most part, as soon as rates hit over 7%, everyone gets the same mindset. Rates are too high. I shouldn't buy. What happens? Properties start getting showings.
Right.
Activity completely slows down. Prime example, I think end of coming into May, it was like 7.1, 7.2. Over to last week or two, dropped down to maybe 6.8.
Right.
As soon as the 6 came into play, market activity picks up.
They're running to it.
Yeah. So what happens is everyone is out there looking. So you get back into multiple offers. You end up paying more for the property. But when you see the difference between a 6.8 and 7.2,
right,
from a mortgage payment, it's not a huge difference.
That is what I want to try to guys. When you start talking about that much, 7 and 6.8, you might be talking $30, $40 a month.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I know they're going to tell you, oh, but that's over 30 years. But no one stays in a house for 30 years anymore, right?
No.
You're going to refinance or sell it.
Or sell it.
But here's the thing, even if you did the math, say you're going to stay in there for 5 years, okay, even that costs you another $3,000 in interest payment. You just paid that up front just to buy the house. The house is now, like you said, in competition.
Yes.
You're raising your price to have a top offer. So you're paying for it instead of $30 a month over time. You're paying for it up front that day.
Yes.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. and just to give the example, when the market was slow, right? Offer came in on one of my properties, right? They were able to get 3% closing costs, $10,000 off the purchase price because it was just no activity.
Right.
So in the end, they win.
Yeah.
The market has picked up.
Right.
I got an offer today.
Right.
They're declining the closing cost.
Right.
Right? Like now it's multiple showings, multiple interests.
Right.
So the best time you can get out there is when other people are not.
Are you guys hearing me, right? You go against the crowd.
You go against it.
Like when they're running out, that's when you run in. Like that's your best opportunity to negotiate, right? Yes. And we're gonna try to close it on one other thing. You brought something up. You said down payment assistance or something, right? Let's talk about that for a second. Now, a lot of the times with all of these, we'll say budget cuts, funding cuts, like it is getting hard out here.
It is.
For anybody that was banking on assistance.
Yes.
Right? Assistance. So I think you shared not too long ago with me about just really, again, another reason why someone would buy, because the funding got cut.
The funding was cut,
So I don't know if you want to go into a little more detail.
Some of the grant programs, most states have either state programs or banks have grants.
Right.
So the problem is, once they get approved through the process, unfortunately, we had maybe 10 people that was approved for this particular grant,
Right.
and the bank cut the funding.
Wow.
So everyone who was approved and not close to closing
Wow.
instantly lost $15,000-$20,000, which means they can no longer purchase.
Right.
So what they have to understand is most of the state grants, once the funding runs out,
It's gone.
it's gone.
Right.
If they decide to pull the funds, which is what happened in this
Right.
scenario,
Right.
you're out of luck.
And just think about how devastating it is. Like
Yeah.
these people have worked, put themselves in position.
Went through the program, did everything.
And it's a simple call.
A
Yep, we don't have
simple
fun.
call, 24-hour, as we know, can change your life. Right?
24 hours can change your life.
So
we saying all this stuff. So like when you just be prepared, right? At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, and again, try to be in control as much as possible, right? So you
Yes.
find something, and it's hard to do, and a lot of times it's affordable. But you got to find the opportunities where other people are not looking, right?
Yes.
That's your best bet in today's market to really find you something. And I'm speaking to the first-time home buyer,
Yes.
right? Like you got to use that opportunity for a bridge to wherever it is you want to be.
Yes.
And that's the thing I get upset about. It's like, because people don't know the feeling of ownership, right? Even when you bought your first home, like when you walk into a bank, they're going to ask you, do you rent or do you own?
Yes.
And when you say own, they treat you better.
Yeah,
It
you
just,
have an asset.
it doesn't, it's just is universal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know that feeling,
Yeah.
they don't know, that's the difference. They keep thinking it's just about, it's so much stuff that's intangible about ownership
Mm-hmm.
that people just don't understand why it's worth doing.
Yeah.
But, man, this has been fire.
Yeah.
today. Even though I got a little sweat on.
And another quick thing too,
Yeah.
for first-time home buyers, when you go in a community and say, or even an area, and you just see those for sale signs,
Oh.
which is currently what we just spoke about, do
Right.
not get discouraged to think, oh, it must be something bad happening in the neighborhood. That's
Right.
why all of those houses are for sale.
Right.
And you literally pass up on a possibly good opportunity because you never asked the question.
So what she's describing is a lot of the times, like even for myself, like we try to get bulk properties,
Yes.
right? For anybody who's doing it at a bigger level, you don't want one or two. So, but it poses an issue because depending on your strategy, right?
Yes.
If one seller buys a bulk of a property, whatever that one seller does, it affects all those properties.
Yes.
So you can roll into a neighborhood and everything looks great one day,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next week is listed with Hauser, and you got 15 houses for sale at the same time.
At the same time.
What has happened here?
What has happened to the neighborhood?
Right, people. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
so
right?
keep in mind, some areas, yes, I can't say it's not something happening in certain places, but keep in mind, a lot of investors, they purchase multiple houses in the same community.
Right.
So when they off sale, they tend to off sale what they have.
Right.
So currently,
What's that?
I do have 15
Disposition.
listings in one
Right.
in one community, but
And
it's
she's
not
gonna have
because-
8 on Pine Street.
right.
I'm just telling you.
So
Yeah.
it's not because it's an issue, it's because it's owned by one investment group
Right.
and now they're off selling.
Right.
So for anyone, because of all of their inventory, you can get better deals.
Boom.
But if you just see the for sale signs
Right.
and think, oh, it's something happening into the community, get your realtor to ask the
Right.
question. Why do you have so many listings? You know, like just ask the question to find out so you don't lose out on a great opportunity because you don't understand
Right.
the why.
Right. So you got to do your own research. Like
Yes.
you guys, you take it seriously. If you are literally in this point where you feel like you can buy something, it's advantageous for you to do your homework, right?
Yes.
Everybody just think you just walk in the home, that's supposed to do it. That's not everything you need to consider. You need to consider the total plan of why this home will work for you.
Yes.
Number one. And B, learn the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
right? Learn the neighborhood and really sit down and just figure out 5 years from now, can I live here for 5 years? Can I get to where I need to be at?
Yes.
Because the market is not going to change. These prices are going to forever keep going up.
Yes,
And
fluctuating.
regardless if it don't, that gap in affordability is still going to be there.
Yes.
So it really, you know, your time is running out. And then
Yes.
you brought in another good point. You're talking about 15 homes, right? It's companies now buying thousands,
Yes.
right? Thousands of
Thousands.
homes. That's whole communities.
Yes.
And then they put them up for sale, whatever they do. But
Yes.
it's like, so the competition has just changed.
Yes.
They're buying it now because what are we doing? They want to change everybody to what?
Homeowners.
Homeowners, right? That's what we do. But at the end of the day, these people are coming in, they want to make you a renter.
Oh yes, they're buying in bulk. They rent the properties out when they feel like
Right.
they're done with their area. They've made what they wanted.
Right.
They start offselling.
They offsell it, right? But again, pose an opportunity because, like saying, if they're offloading that means they have already put in some level of delta of what they can sell them for because they can't just sell these one by one.
Yes.
They done kicked out a paying renter, right?
Yes.
Hate to say it that way, but a renter has left, lease has been ended, right?
Yes.
And you got a home just sitting there doing nothing.
Yes.
So they got to sell it. So again, you have some power in pricing. But anything else you want to close this thing out with on this conversation?
I think, as we always say, just ask someone if you don't know.
Right.
If you have the desire and you put in the work, you will get there. Like everyone can, and you have to save. And I know I can never save.
You mean you got to have some money for real estate?
Just save. Every time I have to say save because you cannot go into buying anything at this point, not even a car, pretty much with no funds. Like, just save. So once you go in there, you have a good situation. But just don't give up the dream. If you have to start small, it doesn't have to be your forever home.
See, I have a different way of saying it because words trigger people. Save, that means sacrifice, right? To me, it is invest in yourself.
It is.
Put that money in and treat that as an investment, right? As you need to invest in your future, into yourself.
Yes.
When you say save, people this is just me talking to people. Like, it's just like they feel like it's such a struggle, but not when you know what you're saving for.
When you know what it's for.
Right? If you know that this money is going to turn to this for me, right? We got to get past of just, I'm going to, I'm going to have a home, whatever. Like, you got to start thinking about how is this home, how does it make me money?
Yes.
Either it's going to be through appreciation or, even maybe I rent it out one day.
Yes.
That's how we got to start thinking to really catch up.
Yes.
But this has been fire. And we're going to end it on this, but we got so much more to talk about this partnership. Don't look, let me tell you something. It's going to be amazing to see what we're going to do for us, the branding. And we have a lot of knowledge at this table.
Yes.
From a lot of different areas. We're going to help a lot of more people.
A lot of people.
And
I think that's the joy to see the end of it, of how many lives can we change together through this partnership.
You get me sweating. I get excited. It doesn't take much to get me excited. But in the meantime, to the next time, stay in pursuit. Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the Pursuit to Own podcast. If today's episode inspired you, don't stop here. Take the next step toward owning your future. Visit pursuittoown.com to sign up and join our growing community of wealth builders. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Pursuit to Own for updates, tips, and success stories. Together, we're turning dreams into assets. Until next time, stay in pursuit.